What is up, our friends of film fandom, wherever you may be and however you may be watching and or listening? We appreciate you being here and giving us just a little bit of your time. We are, of course, The Harsh Truth, and I am obviously not Frank. But we have been talking about many Franks this week. Well, one of which we do have here on the stream with us. We have the actual Frank. I don't know if he's the Frank Drebin III, but he could be. You never know. Continuity doesn't matter when you're talking about spoofs. But we do have the alleged Frank Drebin III in from the police squad. How are you this evening, sir?
Jeremy, I know we're just two guys on the internet talking about movies. It doesn't amount to a hill of beans, but these are our hill. This is our hill, Jeremy. These are our beans.
Whatever that means, I'm sure it's supposed to be inspirational. I'm supposed to feel something when you tell me that. I don't know, but sure, why not? Hopefully, it's a good year and not the worst year, as they say. But anyway, we're gonna keep the Naked Guns smoking here this week. We are, of course, talking about the Naked Gun, and this time we're talking about the Naked Gun from 1988, which is my segue into the notes. If I can get the right tab open. Okay. The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad is a 1988 American crime action comedy film directed by David Zucker and produced and released by Paramount Pictures. The film stars Leslie Nielsen as the bumbling police lieutenant Frank Drebin. The film features fast-paced slapstick comedy, including many visual and verbal puns and gags. The film is based on the character portrayed by Nielsen in the television series named Police Squad, and is a continuation of said television series. The core creative team behind Police Squad and the film series is the team known as David Zucker, Jim Abrams, and Jerry Zucker. We all know from Airplane. Released on December 2nd, 1988, The Naked Gun was a critical and commercial success, which led to two sequels, The Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear from 1991, and Naked Gun 33 1/3, The Final Insult from 1994. It is now considered to be one of the greatest comedy films of all time, making $152 million against a budget of just $14.5 million. It's not bad. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film has a rating of 88% based on 139 reviews, with an average rating of 7.7 out of 10. The site's critical consensus reads, quote, "The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad is loaded chock full of gags that are goofy, unapologetically crass, and ultimately hilarious." That sounds like a description for myself, if I say so. Hey, I ain't lying. A fourth film, a legacy sequel directed and co-written by Akiva Schaffer, starring Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson, was released in this year of our Lord 2025. I feel like we may have done that before. Maybe we did that 2 days ago. Go check that out. But we're here to talk about where it all started. God damn, my tabs are all over the place. Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad. And no, I'm not going to say the title in its full entirety every single time. That's too much work. But where's my notes? Notes. Yeah, so Frank, do you want to give me your quick thoughts on The Naked Gun from 1988 while I rearrange some stuff?
Yeah, it's right in the middle of this era of spoof movies when the genre was kind of a guaranteed go-to for laughs. I mean, I remember being a kid in the 80s and early 90s. It seemed like every summer there was a couple of movies that were considered spoof movies that came out, and they were always a pretty big draw. Maybe not the biggest draw on opening night, but I mean, they were always very well attended. They were always very well talked about, and it was just a different time when you didn't have to be offended by everything. So you could have movies like Porky's or Meatballs or things like that, the kind of crass, childish, juvenile humor that I think everybody needs to enjoy every now and again to keep their sanity. But yeah, I mean, it's a classic of the spoof genre. I think it's probably one of the top 3 spoof movies ever made. It's all around hilarious.
For sure. Yeah, I can't really say too much more about that. That you already did. It's, you think about what came out. When did it come out? 1980 was Airplane, I think. So I'm not sure how many movies in this spoof genre, wherever my arrow went, I was looking at spoof movies. God damn it. I'm not really sure what kind of really started it off, because there's some from 1977. So yeah, you know what? I think you're right. It's kind of just smack dab in the middle of that time when you cranked out a couple of these just kind of goofy, out there visual gag type movies, and that's kind of a weird little golden era of that kind of movie making. And we'd said it before, we never thought we'd see a movie like that ever again, or anytime soon. And like we said on the 2025 review, it's like, yeah, but yet here we are, and it was actually pretty damn funny. So hopefully we're back, and we're back in maybe another resurgence of that kind of movie. Then we can actually, take time to laugh, because if you don't take some time to laugh at some stuff, I mean, the world's depressing as it is. You just want to have some stupid humor to go with it. I mean, why do you think I am the way I am?
Laughter heals, man. Laughter heals.
Yeah, it certainly does. Okay. All right. So I didn't get a picture of the director. I'm so good at this kind of thing. For fuck's sake, I don't know. First thing is David Zucker, and his works. He's got a pretty good list going here. What do you think about David Zucker's work as a whole, and what he's done for this movie, or 90% of the spoof movies that we know today? What you got?
Oh, I mean, a spoof movie, like I said a couple of days ago, it can be very, very difficult, because you have no standards, but at the same time, standards. It's very.
There is a class to it.
Yeah, with every genre of film, there's a way of doing it that that doesn't matter. So if you're doing like a horror movie, you need to have good kills, you need to have a good killer, you need to have the final girl. There's certain things that you mix into the recipe, and spoof movies are no different. They you have to have something very, very funny. You have to have something cool, something big that it's based on, because I mean, Spaceballs was obviously based on a lot of Star Wars and Star Trek, two franchises that were very big in their own right. This movie obviously based on a lot of the cop shows that were big in the 70s and early 80s. Really, cop shows have been big since the beginning of television back in the 50s. So
Dragnet.
Dragnet. I mean, there's one of them. I mean,
like the 50s.
So what Zucker's done, and he's only 75. He's still relatively young. He can still do it. So what he did with this was he took those things and put them together in just the right way. I mean, looking at his resume, he did the Kentucky Fried Movie. I don't know if you've ever seen that or not. He was a writer on that. It's one of the first great comedies I love to watch. It's Kentucky Fried Movie is one of the movies that Michael Jackson saw that made him want to hire what's his name, the director John Landis, to do Thriller. Because John Landis is one of the guys that worked on the Kentucky Fried Movie, and it's basically like it's kind of like 3 or 4 directors that all kind of worked to put together these skits that were all, and it was a funny thing. Then Airplane, the movie Top Secret, which I still say is one of the underrated comedies of all time. Naked Gun, yeah, he actually was. Believe it or not, he directed Ghost, that movie with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore years ago. Yeah, he directed that. And he was he didn't get any. His filmography is the new Naked Gun, but he's only really on it just for name. But I mean, yeah, just the stuff that he's been on. I mean, television, Police Squad, obviously. He's just tremendously funny. I feel very fortunate that he came up in the age that gave us things like Mad Magazine and National Lampoons. These people that were just kind of like, let's take everything and make it funny. And because of that, he was able to organize, to kind of put together this really awesome movie. It's just like, I'm going to take this funny thing about this disaster movie, because I don't know if you've ever seen Airport 77. It's like one of the big disaster films that came out in the 70s. Airplane is very much based on that. So he took all these things that were big at the time, was like, I'm just going to make fun of it, and that's how it worked. He did it just right. So yeah, fantastic job, fantastic catalog. Looking at his filmography, it's not as long as you think it would be. I mean, because he's 70-something years old. He's been around since since I've been born. His first credit was Kentucky Fried Movie in 77, and he's only really got maybe 12 things between then and 2001. And
Yeah.
he didn't really do a whole lot for a while, but I mean, but when you're getting residual checks from Airplane and Naked Gun, I guess you don't have to work all that hard. Those residual checks are probably pretty good size.
That'd be the dream. I wish I could make some funny thing and for the next like 40 years of my life, just keep getting money for it. That'd be so nice. Yeah, I'm looking through this list. It's got some of the scary movies listed. I don't know if he was maybe like a writer or something, because I don't know if I would believe that he directed them, but it's like that's kind of in that vein. We talked about like the early 2000s ones where they kind of tried. Like Scary Movie, I know was something that did kind of go on maybe a little longer than it should, but it's like we tried to bring it back a little bit and it didn't quite work. Yeah, Top Secret's a good one. Airplane, I think, was my first exposure to this kind of thing. That was the first thing I saw by these guys. And I say these guys, I mean, it's like David Zucker, Jim Abrams, and his brother Jerry Zucker. Like those three guys. Yeah, I saw Airplane. I was like, this is amazing. I've said there are some things that I grew up watching that like explain why I am the way I am. You know, I watched shit like Ed, Edd n Eddy as a kid. I watched like Why Does Kid You Know when I was in high school, like stuff like Airplane. I think I saw Naked Gun around that time. And then, into my 20s ish, and I started getting into Kevin Smith movies, and I'm like, yeah, this is how I'm gonna be for the rest of my life, isn't it? So, yeah, no, yeah, Basketball. Yeah, new Naked Guns on there, but that's probably just, again, name. I kind of forgot about superhero movie because I was like, wait, what was that movie that Leslie Nielsen was in where he kept shooting the dude with a fucking nail gun? That was one of the funniest damn things I've ever seen. Oh, it was a superhero movie right before he passed away. There's one here that says The Onion movie, which it's talking about that like really dumb website called The Onion. I'm like, if there's anything movie-wise related to that, I'm sure it's hilarious. And I wouldn't doubt someone like him would make it. That's on Netflix. I'm sure it's just absolutely bonkers because if you know anything about The Onion, I mean, it's in that same vein. Yeah. Funny dude. Like I said, I never thought we'd see this kind of humor come back, but thank God we're back on the saddle. The blazing saddles, as it were, I guess.
Well, and another movie that you and I both enjoy as a spoof movie is Hot Fuzz. Is essentially a spoof movie, as well as Shaun of the Dead. Basically, the whole Cornetto trilogy is kind of they're all kind of spoof movies.
Because then World's End or End of the World is like a disaster movie type. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, things like This Is Spinal Tap. Yeah. Which,
that's awesome.
I haven't seen that movie in years. I'm looking forward to watching it again as we get ready for this newer one. But, I mean, Team America World Police. Austin Powers is kind of a spoof movie. Scrooge.
Austin Powers is a spoof, yeah.
The Hot Shots movies. Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yes.
There's, there's so much stuff that you can consider spoof movies. Loaded Weapon 1 that came out like back in '93. When spoof movies were still being done. A Million Ways to Die in the West. We talked about that. We mentioned that the other day because because Seth MacFarlane and Liam Neeson had worked together in that. That's kind of a spoof movie. It's there's been plenty out there. Not another teen movie. Pretty funny.
Yep, another teen movie, disaster movie, which I think I saw in high school. It was okay. It was kind of, to me, in that era of like, I would watch dumb things on YouTube that were just like compilations of things happening. The way I can describe it is like a multiverse where I'm like, why is Juno here with the chipmunks and why is this happening and this what is going on? It was a weird movie. I don't know. I feel like we tried again in the 2000s. It did not quite get there, but it's okay. All right, what we got now? Oh, cast. Okay. Who? Goddamn. I'm never going to click on the right thing. Who we got? Sorry, I got a picture of dude here. Let's go with Khan. What do you think about the cast? I know I was not trying to make so many fucking jokes, but who stood out to you in the cast? Anybody in particular?
Well, I mean, everybody for one. I mean, being the baseball fan, I noticed a couple of the baseball players that had cameos, not just Reggie Jackson, but also Jay Johnstone, who had just retired, I think, at that point. He had played through the 70s and most of the 80s. But there's two people that stand out. One is clearly such a great bad guy. It's you need to have a great bad guy. Ricardo Montalban is one of the greatest actors that ever walked the face of the earth, and
Yes.
he had done comedic stuff, but never like full on. Like I'm gonna like this, like I'm gonna act like I'm chewing on a finger and all this, and some of the puns and being kind of the one who kicks off the double entendre. But God, this guy was just so. Even in this, he's so good because he's a bad guy. He doesn't have a lot of comedic lines on his own, but the way that he tries to play the straight man against Leslie Nielsen in all those scenes, it's because that's kind of one of the things that these movies need is they need the one guy who's not in on the joke. You know what I mean? Because that makes him part of the joke.
They're taking it serious.
He's the straight man. It makes him part of the joke. And so having somebody who, I mean, at this stage in the late 80s is like, God, he was already a legend. I mean,
he was Khan.
I mean, Khan for one. I mean, me being a Trekkie, I obviously love his Khan. Then obviously the years as on Fantasy Island and stuff like that, playing Mr. Rourke. Already just a legend for so many reasons. And again, Khan. I mean, maybe one of the greatest bad guys, one of the greatest villains in cinema history.
That's fair.
But yeah, I mean, watching him be the straight man for all this goofy slapstick comedy, I was like, wow, that right there is fantastic casting. Because for the longest time, it's like Jack Nicholson only ever played like not villains, but he played very dramatic, very deep, very snarky. And then he finally lightened up like later in his career and started doing things like Something's Gotta Give and started playing some more comedic stuff to where he was able to kind of spread himself out as an actor a little bit. And you realize how good he really is. It's kind of the same thing here. Not unlike Leslie Nielsen after so many years of dramatic pieces doing Airplane and then kind of getting his second career comedy. I mean, he's so good. And then later in his life, obviously doing like the Spy Kids movies and stuff like that.
Well, he was the grandfather in Spy Kids. Hell yes.
Yeah. He just such great cast. But to be absolutely honest, this entire cast is fantastic, as well as Zucker's mom.
Right.
She's in a lot of his movies. She's in Airplane at one point.
She's the woman on the airplane trying to put her makeup on.
Yeah,
and then, just like,
and then of course this. I think she's been in a random other movies as well with little one-liners and cameos. But some person I cannot forget to point out is the girl that plays Queen Elizabeth. She actually was for a long time known as the second queen, because even The Crown, even Queen Elizabeth said she is the best lookalike that we could possibly do. So she made an entire career out of pretending to be Queen Elizabeth, both on camera and on TV and film and stuff like that, to the point where she actually got the attention of the real Queen Elizabeth, the real sovereign of the United Kingdom. So props to her. But this entire cast, fantastic. I mean, Priscilla Presley is beautiful, of course. Even the guy that played Norton, Kennedy. George Kennedy, who actually lobbied really hard for this role because he really wanted to be an Airplane, because George Kennedy played the pilot or the co-pilot in Airport 77, which was the movie that spawned the spoof of Airplane, and he really wanted to reprise his role in Airplane and do a spoof version of his role, but couldn't for one reason or another. But was all over the Zuckers. He was like, I want to do a movie like, if you do another movie like this, I want in. And so they essentially wrote this character of his partner and just like, hey, you want it? And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And so he goes and plays the cop. And the whole point, the part where he's sitting there eating one thing after another at the end, when he's supposed to be watching, get the whole cake, and he's just like taking a bite out of it.
Every different thing.
Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, he's just the way he sets up Leslie Nielsen as well. He's like, "You want to take a dinghy?" And he's like, "No, I took care of that press conference."
I took one to the courthouse.
It's like, everybody in this movie is perfectly placed, perfect line delivery. It's just fantastic. And Robert Houseman, the guy who was this guy. The old guy.
Oh,
He was for the one of the big movies that came out in the late 70s and became a television show in the early 80s was called The Paper Chase. It's kind of a bit of a coming of age movie about these law students who are trying to figure out law school and they're beginning their life and all that. He plays the law professor in that movie and reprises the role in the TV show that ran for several years in the early 80s. Not to mention he was in Scrooged. He was the guy that was reading the Night Before Christmas and all that stuff when Bill Murray was going through all his stuff. So yeah, I mean, just another fantastic actor. Just the cast here is just phenomenal from start to finish.
Yeah, it's really hard to pick like one particular person because I mean, this is one of those moments where like you get all the stuff right. Not only just the comedy bits, the visual things, the sight and the spoken puns, but man, you get some people together that actually make this shit work. Where's that picture? Yeah, I got this one too because I'm like, you can't tell me this woman who's not Queen Elizabeth doesn't give you Queen Elizabeth vibes. Like,
oh yeah,
good God, it's like I know she's not in the movie. Like when I saw it, I was kind of like, damn, that's if you found anybody that was close enough. I mean, that's close enough for me. Where's that? Yeah, and like I said, freaking Ricardo Montalban. I don't know if I really need to say anything else other than that. I mean, he commands a presence of his own. And obviously, this goober right here, like we said, it weirdly works because it's like he's got that kind of deeper, just like commanding voice, that deep tone, but like hitting just dry delivering these like goofy lines is what makes this shit so fucking funny. Especially when you do something like this and you shoot your own car and because everything explodes in an action movie, that's that's just what happens.
Oh yeah.
It's like they wouldn't get that car's license plate. They wouldn't see who that was. It's almost like he kind of knows, like, oh crap.
Yeah, and then he kind of looks around like, wait a minute, is that my car?
Like, yeah, is that my car? Hello? Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. And I don't know if we want to address the awkward elephant in the room, but
I'm not gonna lie. I give credit where credit is due. I mean, the man has passed away, so take his entire life into account.
I know.
As an actor, he wasn't bad. I swear to God, one of the movies I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I'm trying to figure out exactly who I want to bring to this review is Towering Inferno, which is one of the it's my all-time favorite disaster film. It's about 3 days long, and I'm barely joking when I say that. That movie it was made in 70,
like Lawrence of Arabia type shit.
75 or 76, I think it was when the movie came out. In that movie, let me see how long it is.
I'm curious.
Inferno movie 74, and the movie is, let me bring it up real quick. Runtime is 165 minutes.
So
that's almost 3 hours. That's like 2:45 or something like that. That's for 1974. That's a ridiculous runtime because you never saw anything over like an hour and a half. Like Godfather or something like that might go 2 hours, but to see a movie go like 2:45 or something like that is ridiculous.
The only thing I know is like maybe Lawrence of Arabia because it's like, Jesus, that shit's like 4 hours long or some shit. Or Gone with the Wind. Like, there's not very many that do that. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, take the man's entire life into account when you talk about what he did, and he did things in his life that were probably not upbeat. They were probably not up on the up and up. But as a football player, he's in the Hall of Fame for a reason. And as an actor, he did plenty of good things. He's quite good in The Towering Inferno. That was one of his first acting roles, I believe. He's good in this movie for the little bit that he's actually in it. He's got a much bigger part in the movies moving forward.
In the sequels, yeah.
But in this one, dude, he was good. He was funny. Because before all the other stuff happened in the 90s, through the 80s, I mean, he had the face for TV. Big smile, good looking. I mean, even after his career was over, he was in shape. I mean, he was good looking guy. Women fawned over him. And so, yeah, I mean, credit where credit is due. He adds something to this movie, and I don't think that should be understated. But he is only in the movie mostly at the beginning, and he's got a few scenes along the way, and then of course the end when he gets launched. Yeah, that part.
I couldn't find a good one of it because I'm like, without you knowing, like, what happens. It's like a blurry of him going over the edge.
It was a perfect way to end the movie as well.
Oh yeah, still one more gotcha gag right at the end.
Yeah, but real quick again to go back to the lady who played the Queen. Her name was Jeanette Charles. She actually just passed away about a year ago at the age of 96. And she was known for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 credits on. This is a partial filmography of playing the Queen. She played the Queen in 76, in Queen Kong, which I never even heard of, in 77. All You Need Is Cash. She played the Queen of England. European Vacation. She played Queen Elizabeth, which I haven't seen that movie in forever. Naked Gun, of course. She played The Parent Trap from 1998, the one that gave us Lindsay Lohan, I believe. Yeah, she played Queen Elizabeth in a deleted scene. In Austin Powers Goldmember, she pid Queen Elizabeth. And she officially retired in 2014 and moved back to England. She died on June 2nd, 2024, at the age of 96. And her and her husband Ken were,
I guess.
Her and her husband Ken were together they got married in 1957 and were married until he died in 1997. That's 40 years, son. 3 kids. And you know what? Crazy. You made a great career. Thank you for being in this movie. Thank you for being a part of this. It's just, it's like I said, the cast is just phenomenal. I mean, from start to finish, it's fantastic. Even this girl who, she has her one moment right here.
I was gonna say, I think she might have been my favorite because I love the buildup of just okay, now what I want you to do is extend your arm out. She's like, okay, now put your middle finger up. Look at that fucking the truck driver's face.
Extend your left arm. Now extend your middle finger.
That's fair. That will be on the test later. Oh, god damn, that was awesome. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, what have we got? Oh, plot. Okay. So, plot with a spoof movie. What do you think about this plot? Kind of got some of the same beats as the remake, but kind of its own thing in its own right. So, what do you think about this plot? Does it work? Especially for a first time out on this series, or anything change?
I wouldn't change anything. I actually like the basic plot of this movie better than I like the one that we just did a couple days ago. Because sometimes when they do the legacy sequels, I think the writers just assume that we're going to be wrapped up in the world and not necessarily the story. And that's where you can slip really badly. The plot of the newer Naked Gun film was good, but this one I think was much more well-rounded. I think there was actually a good story here. It's cop trying to stop the assassination of a world leader. I mean, that's been done before in plenty of movies, but it's not been done a whole lot in spoof form, which makes it that much funnier, which there's a lot of opportunity to have some fun with it. But still, it's like in the 80s, you're talking about that was kind of a regular plot line, and on top of that, it was kind of a plot line of a lot of the cop stuff anyway. I mean, these cop movies that it makes fun of that go all the way back to the 50s, early days of television. That's kind of took, that was them taking it to a next level, because it wasn't used a lot in TV. It was used a lot in movies, but in television, taking these television characters, because that's where this come from, is the Police Squad, the short-lived TV show, taking these TV characters and putting them in a bigger place is fun. That's one of the things that's nice about seeing a movie that's made out of a TV show, is you get to take them out of their smaller TV size world and put them in this giant world that we're going to see on the big screen, and make the adventure bigger, make everything bigger. And that's kind of what the plot does for this film. I wouldn't change anything about the plot, really. I mean, like you said, it's a spoof. It's like insert plot element and then make fun of it. That's how you make a spoof movie. Plot device.
That was still fun.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, that was perfect. That scene was perfectly shot.
Yeah, that's how you do the humor in this movie. It's kind of I think when we started getting into this, Rachel asked me what is this a spoof of? Because she's seen Airplane. I was like, that's what I knew which movie, but I'm like, that's kind of like the disaster movie of a plane crash. And I was like, this is just kind of like cop shows in general, maybe not quite like buddy cop stuff, but just typical stuff you see in the 70s, maybe Starsky and Hutch. I kind of where's that picture? With this scene here, I was like, I kind of got some James Bond and Q vibes from this, where it's like, hey, I'm going to show you this cool thing. Watch this. Boop. You get shot with a cufflink that puts you out for a few minutes. Get your weird, almost kind of out there gadgets that at least work enough where you're just like, yeah, sure, that's probably a thing. Why not?
I want a Swiss Army shoe so bad.
Oh yeah, and the Swiss Army shoe, everything you need.
Since I first saw this movie, I was like, somebody needs to make a Swiss Army shoe.
Yeah, why are we not funding this? We're really falling off as a society. Yeah, it doesn't, and like I said, it doesn't really ask you to think about it too much. I know I have a picture of it somewhere. Or maybe I did put it in there, but just I also like this shot of him, just with the little remote control that you just assume, yeah, sure, it's on everybody's watch somehow, and they somehow know the command of, what to do, like take gun out and point it at the guy, and then the click of a button, and you're just, back to normal.
I always
Like
thought that scene was
nothing.
funny because she's like, "Oh my, there appears to be a gun on the floor." He goes, "Oh, don't worry about it." She goes, "Oh, okay," just wanders off. And I'm like, "Cause there's just like
Oh, no,
guns
look there.
laying around this fancy place that he lives in all the place."
It happens all the time, the damnedest thing,
But then again, if
Yeah.
you pay as well, you don't ask questions. Just like, you know what, your check didn't bounce. I'm not going to ask any questions. You say leave it there, I'm just going to leave it there and walk away.
Yeah, I don't think you'd ask too many more questions after that point. No. Yeah. And I like that it also still keeps the it's kind of got like that kind of like noir vibe to it too, where it's like you got Frank doing the narration over top, like we went down to the dock and went to go see if we could find anything. And one of my favorite visual gags is the fucking outline in the water.
I've always thought that was funny.
So I'm like, what the fuck? How did you? Oh, I don't even care. There's a chalk outline in the water. Why not? Oh, god damn it. As much as I really want to put it in there every single time, like when he just drives somewhere, he just crashes into some shit or knocks someone off a dock or off a scaffolding every time.
Yeah, I've always thought it was funny. Like he backs into the luggage cart and then just kind of drives away. And then you see him pull in front of a police squad. The police pulls up in front of a police squad. It shows him pulling up with all those luggage carts in the back, and I'm like, yeah, it's just good stuff right there.
Oh yeah. I got the picture. Yeah, of course. The first appearance that will continue. We have Mr. Weird Al in the house. Also, pretty early in the movie, great way to be like, you think everyone's all there, excited to see Frank Drebin coming back from wherever he came. It was in the Middle East. Like, don't let me catch you guys in America. He's off the plane. He's like, they're not here for you. They're here for Weird Al, and he's just casually there. Why not?
I also liked how he mentioned he's like, I took my vacation in Beirut so I could forget about her. I'm like, you went on vacation to Beirut? I mean, for those of you who don't know about the political stuff going on at the time, that's like me and Jeremy deciding let's get out of town for a weekend and go to Kyiv. That's good.
Yeah, I hear it's nice this time of year.
Yeah, where they're having I hear the missiles light up the sky very very beautifully this time of year when they're
a nice orange colored sky as Nat King Cole once sung about.
Yeah.
In a favorite series of mine, which dear God, I hope does not happen. Because you're talking about the 80s. I'm like, yeah, let's not go there, guys. Please. I don't want to be I like the TV show Fallout. I like the games. I don't want to live that. Because it sounds fucking awful. Oh Lord. Yeah. Good plot. Kind of works for me. Oh god damn it, that's YouTube. Again, visual gags, sometimes you just driving down the road and you just kind of think like, maybe I should call her,
I've got to
remind you.
There is something in the trivia, and I've got a piece of. I actually have a personal connection to that place. I'll tell you about the trivia.
I have several more questions, but I will.
I
need to hear this story.
I'll tell you the trivia.
What?
I'll tell you the trivia. I'll tell you the
trivia. And of course we got the beaver class. I thought you were gonna make that your line, and that's why I didn't do it because I thought no, I'll let you have that one because
it was too easy. I wanted it to be something like you'd have to have watched the movie to get it. And on top of that, I also wanted something I could bring in as opening line. That's why I was just like, Jeremy, this is our hill. These are our beans.
Yeah, and I always thought that line always got me too for some reason. It's when she gets killed by the blimp. Good year? No, it was the worst year. Like, God, you're in the middle of a really serious story. No, it's the worst.
And that's right up there with like the line from this newer movie where she's just like, we're talking about football. It's like she's the Saint. He goes, a Bronco 49er. It's all about Frank Drebin not really being in the conversation, or just kind of, or it's like there's this conversation that he's in, but his brain is on track for this conversation. It's like that's kind of the brilliance of the Frank Drebin character is that he's in he's there with you in this world, but he's also kind of over here somewhere in the ether at the same time, which makes it a lot funnier.
Oh yeah. What's plot? Oh, trivia. Wow, that was quick. Thanks for coming, guys. I don't know much more I can BS unless there's anything you want to add. I mean, I've got We got plenty. I'm glad these. I'm glad this succession of like shots came the way they did and they're framed the right way, because Ricardo Montalban's death was, first of all, getting flattened by like a bus and then a steamroller and a marching band. Like,
poor guy.
We want to talk about overkill. We always make fun of Jurassic World for killing the babysitter in like a really dumb fashion. I'm like, no, look, we've been doing this for a while.
I am looking at this list of spoof movies on IMDb, and ranked by IMDb rating the best spoof movies of all time. Number 1 is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I can see it.
That's also fair.
Fantastic movie. Number 2 is Blue Harvest, the Family Guy put up. They did of Star Wars. I don't know if
Star
I would.
Wars.
Whatever.
It's a parody.
I'll give it some love. Young Frankenstein. These are all based on IMDb ratings. Young Frankenstein, great movie. Monty Python's Life of Brian, great movie. Robot Chicken, Star Wars are the next 3. I don't know if I get that, but okay, whatever.
Well, Robot Chicken is just a spoof itself. So,
yeah, it is. This is Spinal Tap, which, okay, I get it. Yeah. Shrek, for some reason, which I don't see as a spoof. I don't get it, but whatever.
How is Shrek us? Well,
they've got it listed on here as a spoof. I don't know.
I think maybe their logic with Shrek is that it's like you see other characters from other fairy tales, and it's not like they're in their traditional role. Like, I mean, you have Pinocchio running around, the 3 blind mice, the 3 little pigs,
True.
Prince Charming. It's like it is just kind of a goofy own world of like these characters that all exist in it. It's kind of splitting hairs, but I see now maybe where it's coming from.
I get it. Yeah, you are kind of building this whole universe based around the fairy tale people. So I get it.
The fairy tales.
And then the next 4, I have no problem with: Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Airplane, Blazing Saddles. So some great films in there somewhere. Kung Fu Hustle. God, I've seen that movie in forever.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then another Family Guy, Star Wars thing. Then of course Naked Gun. I love the Singa. I don't think I've ever seen that. From 1936. So that's probably why I have it. And apparently it's only 8 minutes long. Never heard of it. It's a short, and yeah, it's very old. And Shrek 2, Galaxy Quest. I don't know. Spoof is kind of stretching it. I don't think it's spoofing space as much as it is.
Well, kind of like Spaceballs, right?
Yeah, but they're not spoofing as much as they are just old sci-fi actors who are working the con circuit. I don't know. I mean, you can make an argument either way, and you would probably convince me. So we'll just go with it for now. I mean, it's a great movie. I love that movie anyway. So either way,
yeah.
Black Dynamite, very funny. The next Family Guy, Top Secret, the spoof of all the spy movies.
Yep.
Team America, World Police, Spaceballs, Austin Powers, the first one. Naked Gun 2, Scrooge, History of the World Part 1.
History of the World. Yeah.
OSS 117, Lost in Rio. Never heard of it. Probably a foreign language film that I've never heard of. The Other Guys, I don't know if that's necessarily a spoof. I just think it's a comedy.
It's a comedy of a body cop thing. Yeah.
Hot Shots, Robin Hood Men in Tights, Austin Powers, Spy Who Shagged Me, Hot Shots Part 2, a great movie. High Anxiety, have I seen that? Well, it's a Mel Brooks movie, so maybe. I don't know. I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. Yeah, I've never seen that when it first came out. It actually came out at the same time as this movie. But Naked Gun 3, Don't Be a Menace to South Central, funny movie, absolutely hilarious movie. Paris Barclay directed that? I had no idea. I thought that Keenan Ivory Wayans had directed that. Anyway, Basketball is it's kind of a spoof, sort of.
Yeah.
Mars Attacks, scary movie.
Yeah.
Awesome. Johnny English, Airplane 2.
Oh, Johnny English, that is kind of a
Million Ways to Die in the West. Then we're getting into some of the later stuff that Leslie Nielsen did, Wrongfully Accused, things like that. Right. Dracula, Dead and Loving It, Fatal Instinct, with Armand Assante, directed by Carl Reiner, Scary Movie 3, MacGruber, which I think I may have seen once and wasn't really a big fan of it. Your Highness, which I don't think I ever saw. Scary Movie, Spy Hard.
Wouldn't Tucker and Dale versus Evil be a spoof? Or is it a comedy?
I think that's on here somewhere. Didn't we watch The Walking Deceased one day? Didn't you bring that over to my house when you watched it?
I did. I brought that over to you to watch. That's definitely one. Yeah. God, that's one of my favorites.
Vampires Suck. I did watch that on streaming one day a long time ago.
Vampires Suck is one.
It was kind of funny. Not a lot of big name actors in it.
Oh, wasn't there one? Wasn't there one that was like a Meet the Spartans? I was about to say that with Carmen Electra. Yeah.
Yeah. And Kevin Sorbo. I love how they name some of these too. It's like they give them these outrageously long names, like the 41-year-old virgin who knocked up Sarah Marshall and felt super bad about it.
Yes.
30 Nights of Paranormal Activity with the devil inside the girl with the dragon tattoo. It's like
the really ridiculous ones.
Breaking Wind, which I don't think I ever saw that. It looks like a put up of the Twilight movies, disaster movie, and then something I've never heard of called Ricky One.
No idea.
This parody. It's this in this parody of the Rocky films. Ricky Wanero is a male gigolo and stripper who sets out to beat the champ in the boxing ring. Came out in 1986. I don't know. I'm gonna try to find that one of these days. But yeah, there's a long list of them. And then honestly, if you want to go way back, go to what was it? There was a really low budget short Star Wars film. God, my dad used to love it. I forget what the hell it's called. Toaster Wars, I think is what it was called. God, I gotta find it now. I gotta tell you about it.
Oh, look, thank you. My wife coming in here to tell me, yes, it's a spoof of fairy tales. Yes, that is fair. They all exist in the same world, just kind of weird amalgamations of themselves. Actually, speaking of
Hardware Wars. It's a comedy short. It's 13 minutes. It came out in 1978. My dad used to watch the shit out of that. And it's awful because I remember seeing it, God, 10 or 15 years ago. I remember coming across it somewhere, and I was just like, and apparently it is on YouTube. So yeah, go look up Hardware Wars. It is awful. It is. It's like I'll give anything a chance, but God, this is awful. Starring nobody I've ever heard of. Scott Matthews is the only one that even has a friggin' Wikipedia page. But I don't know. Let me go down to the see the voice cast. Paul Frees is the narrator. But let's see. There's nobody in this movie I've heard about. Legacy reception, according to Tested.com, Hardware Wars was the first parody of Lucas's space opera Star Wars, and reportedly one George Lucas actually enjoyed. I don't know how. I've seen it a couple times in my life, and both times I hated it. I was just like, why did I watch this? My dad always thought it was funny, but I was like, okay, dude. Johnson said that John Williams had enjoyed creating a bombastic music cue to match the iron descending on a uniform. Because there is a flying iron somewhere in the movie. I remember that. I'll have to find it on YouTube again and watch it. But yes, it is on YouTube. It's called Hardware Wars. It's 13 minutes. And
my God, this looks awful already.
Dude, I know, right? Right?
I'm just from these first screenshots that I'm seeing of it, I'm kind of into it. I need it. I need to know now. It's on Tubi for free. Shit, there we go.
Yeah, it's 13 minutes. It's not a full movie. It's a short. It's 13 minutes. But yeah,
it's 13 minutes. I can
go. Look, you have Hardware Wars is available for free on YouTube to watch, and so is the Star Wars Holiday Special that everybody says they hate, but it has 3 bajillion views. They are both available.
You love it.
Yeah, they're both available for free on YouTube. Go watch them all.
Yeah, it's never going away. The Holiday Special is gonna be here forever.
Oh yeah.
That's a pre-internet era, guys. Remember, the internet, not just the internet, is forever. That shit's not going anywhere, George.
If you put if you put that on celluloid somewhere, it's got a place somewhere on the internet. It's
someone
recorded it. There's a Betamax somewhere out there. For those of you who are that old, there's a Betamax out there somewhere that's got someone's great work on it. So yeah.
I wish. Okay, maybe she's listening. 2 things I want to ask my wife. I don't know where she's at. One, this is like when we first started talking. I don't know where she was watching it. Speaking of spoofs, I don't know if it was her dad. Somebody had it. Something called Chair Wars. I don't know if it was a spoof of Star Wars. I don't know if it was something they made.
Sounds familiar.
I just remember her seeing it, and I'm like, I don't know what this is. 2, speaking of terrible, I looked at the that's hard to say. Hardware Wars. God, this art style reminds me of a vinyl that we found just on a whim, and it was not very much. It wasn't very much money, and it was just if you just saw the art style on that when you Google it, it's that same style, and it's not Star Wars, but it kind of is. It's Star Wars and like other intergalactic funk. It was one of the weirdest goddamn vinyls we've ever found. And it's like, I don't know if I have to be on drugs to understand it, but like, I don't know what's going on. And it was just one of the weirdest goddamn, it was surreal. It's out there somewhere, and I want to get up to look for it, but that's my message to you. Please, if you find it, bring it in here, because I want to show people, because I'm not crazy. I have these weird things sometimes, and you think I'm BSing you, but it's real. Please find that by the magic of editing, as in we're live. Maybe it'll be it'll come into possession. Oh, there we go. Chair Wars is a spoof of Star Wars that her dad made for his math students in the 90s. Okay. That's what that was.
Yeah, because I just Googled it and I was like, it's got some like game references, like Minecraft.
Yeah, no.
And some
I was like,
stuff.
I think this is something
I don't know
more...
if that's what you're getting at.
No, I'm like, I think this is something more specific that I think her dad did. Yeah. So apparently, yeah, even he made a Star Wars spoof in the 90s. So I don't know, put it on IMDb. Screw it. So you are listening. If you please find that record, please bring it in here. I kind of want to listen to it again because it is just a weird, surreal experience. What else we got? Oh, maybe we got trivia, unless we just want to BS about some spoofs, or unless you got some final thoughts on Police Squad. God damn it, not Police Squad. Naked Gun from the files of Police Squad. And that's the last time I'm saying it.
No, let's go ahead and get into the trivia. I think we're okay now.
Okay. I'm going to beating this one to death a little bit. Okay, trivia. We got something about ESPN, because something sports, which was like the last third of this movie, and I was definitely just like, oh yeah, I'll understand this. Sports. After Leslie Nielsen's death in 2010, ESPN published an obituary for Enrico Palazzo, writing, a true Renaissance man, Enrico Palazzo umpired the game after performing the national anthem. Palazzo was the first and only umpire to eject another umpire from a major league game. He's also believed to be the first and only umpire to use an upright vacuum cleaner to tidy up the home plate. That's a better. There we go. A legend.
Every once in a while, I have not liked sports fan as I am. I have not liked ESPN for a while, but every now and again, you understand the assignment. You get it right. It's like this was the perfect way to pay homage to Leslie Nielsen's passing, is to write a spoof of an obituary. That whoever did that deserves an award. They should have gotten a raise. They should have gotten their name in a plaque in the office somewhere. That right there is exactly how you remember the life of a guy like Leslie Nielsen, is with a spoof obituary. That makes perfect sense.
Take something like that, yeah. Give that guy a job in marketing, because that's hilarious.
Yeah, the baseball family noticed a lot of stuff in that scene. For one, it's the Angels and the Mariners, but for some reason they're playing at Dodger Stadium, which at the time neither one of those teams would have ever played in. Well, the Angels, both of them were the American League. So yeah, neither team would have played in the stadium unless they were playing in the World Series at that time. So and then like I said, Jay Johnson, who retired, friggin' Reggie Jackson had been retired for 5-6 years at that point. Yeah, he had retired in the early 80s. So yeah, but still, like, so the baseball fan of me was noticing this, but still I was having a lot of fun with that whole scene.
I'm glad I got that shot of him just like right out to the right of the Queen there. The definite not Queen. Oh, we got okay. Speaking of the Queen, we can go back to the Queen. Several years later, Queen Elizabeth II attended an Oakland A's versus Baltimore Orioles game in Baltimore, Maryland, and met both teams in their respective dugouts. Reggie Jackson, a then Oakland's A coach, was the first person in the receiving line in the Oakland dugout. Some news channels showed gag footage from this movie of the Queen's impersonator throwing the first pitch. And Leslie Nielsen met the real Queen Elizabeth II in 2005. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Reggie Jackson's a hell of an entertainer himself. He's done a lot of stuff, like fucking Benchwarmers. He was in Benchwarmers, that movie that came out with. Yes. He was in that. And but one of the things I find funny about this, I'm reminded, because me and Cora, we're both kind of Anglophiles. We're kind of interested in the royal family. Is she? It's been said about her for many years that she had a pretty good sense of humor. That she was a bit of not a prankster, but a jokester. She would say things, occasionally say things that she didn't think anybody else would get. And I like to think that when she met Reggie Jackson, or even Leslie Nielsen, that she may have just kind of whispered, "Oh yeah, that's really funny what you did in Naked Gun." Also, on top of that, Reggie Jackson himself, kind of not in a pretty cool move. When Queen Elizabeth died a couple of years ago, he went on Twitter and put on Twitter, "I guess this proves I'm innocent. Rest in peace, Elizabeth." Which I'm like, yeah, that's good timing.
Did you have to come in here with the lightsaber?
Yes,
that's amazing.
It was necessary.
Well, she's got to make she's got to make a present. She's got to make an entrance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's bringing in Chair Wars, the vinyl.
Right. Okay. So again, to prove that I am not insane. So we saw this and we just kind of saw the artwork. And of course, you know, if you know anything about advertising even badly, I'm like, the first thing that pops out to you is Star Wars. And you're like, ooh. And then you're like, oh, but what is this? This doesn't look like Star Wars. Because then you see, and other galactic funk. And this was $8. A good $8 well spent. But no joke, this is what this was. And I have no goddamn clue what we listened to, but this was it. You see what I mean? Like, this kind of reminded me of that, like what I was seeing when I looked up the Hardware Wars. It's just reminded me of this.
Yeah, I've told my parents for many, many years now. I was like, when you guys finally shuffle loose the Mortal Coil, I want all the pictures and I want all the vinyl. I was like, those are the things that have to come to me. My brother and sister can't have them. I will fight them for the vinyl and for all the pictures. I want them all. They will all be in my house.
We got a whole crate out there. Yeah, because if you look on the back, maybe I can really see it, or maybe I can make myself big. Can I blow myself up? Solo. There we go. Look at that. I can do stuff. Because if you see like side ones, the main theme, Imperial Attack, Desert, Robot Auction, Princess Appears, Sand People, Princess Leia's theme, Cantina Band, you know. And I just love that side 2 is just other galactic funk. And there's the other galactic funk that they do promise on the on the vinyl. I don't know, man. This is one of the weirdest goddamn things I've ever seen.
Yeah, my parents have original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory soundtrack on vinyl.
Ooh.
They've got
I've got original Ghostbusters soundtrack.
I know my dad was a Beatles fan, so some Beatles stuff too. I haven't looked through the vinyl I haven't looked through their vinyl in quite a long time. But
one of the best finds I found in some guy's house. They were just like an estate sale or something, and I found an original. I don't even care that it was like vandalized mildly, but I found an original Frampton Comes Alive. I'm like, I have to have it. I'm like, this was like early. This is probably at least like 10, 15 years ago. I'm like, I have to have this thing. So nabbed that pretty quick.
I can hear Peter saying, Peter Frampton Comes Alive, changed my life.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's go back. Anywho, let's go back to the Empire. While Frank is impersonating an umpire, the batter swings back and hits Frank in the face. And apparently this joke was suggested by none other than Mel Brooks. You know, the guy that made that little movie called Spaceballs.
Yeah, when Mel Brooks says, hey, this would be a good gag, you are jumping to write it into your script. It's like,
write it down. Write it down.
If for no other reason than to say Mel Brooks squeezed a joke into my movie. I mean, because even the Zucker brothers at the time and Abrams were just like, yeah, Mel Brooks. Yeah, if he says it's a good gag, you work it into your movie somehow.
Yeah, I don't care how you have to do it. You got to put it in there somewhere. Oh, good. Okay, so now I see what I think we're to this point now. Put those back up for everybody. The breasts that remind Frank of his ex are concrete reactor containment domes. Okay. At the San Onofre nuclear generating plant in California. So do you want to explain your story now? Because that's holy crap. Okay.
Yeah, this is actually just north of San Diego. This is along the 5, the San Diego Highway that runs along the coast. It runs between Long Beach, which is like the southern part of LA, and San Diego. It's about a 45-minute to an hour drive in that stretch. My friend from childhood actually runs security at that power plant.
Holy crap.
He actually lives in Oceanside, which is about 20 minutes away, and in Southern California. And he runs security at that power plant has been decommissioned since I want to say right around 2000 is when they started decommissioning that plant. And if you go look at it now, it's mostly cleared out, but those containment units are still there. Now they have since built like some like brick mason walls along the highway there, so it's not quite the same view. I actually went last night out of curiosity and looked at it on Google Earth. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick, and I'll give you an idea of what it looks like today. Earth, Google. I love Google Earth.
See these. Everybody see these titties from space. Let's go.
What did I do last time? San Onofre nuclear power plant. Yes, let me share some screen here.
All right.
And Google Earth. No sound, not that we'll get any. But yeah, so here it is. Here it is right here. You guys can see it. That is as of February 18th of 2025. So that's just this year. And we'll go to 3D view, and you can see that they are very much still there. That's actually the 5 right there, the San Diego Freeway.
That's probably where they did.
And you can see as you can see, they you zoom in a bit, you can see they're clearing all that out. The whole power plant has been decommissioned and not active for quite some time, but they are absolutely still there. And we'll go to Street View real quick and give you guys, if I click on it the right way,
go to the highway,
and the view that you'll be able to get of it as I go around, and there they are right there. Everywhere I look is a reminder of her.
There's always something there to remind me. Or wherever that guy was singing about.
I drove by those once when I was like 12 years old. We had gone down to see some family there in California. I haven't been anywhere near them since. But I remember when I was talking to my buddy who now works there. I'll take this off now. He was like, I was like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I said, what are you doing now?" He goes, "Oh, I'm running security down there." And he mentions the power plant, and I was like, "Is that the one with the big titties?" He goes, "Yeah, that's the one with the big titties."
I'm sure they don't hear that 100 times a day.
Yeah, I know. I was like, "Don't act like that joke's not funny." We made that same fucking joke when Naked Gun came out.
What was it? What was he said in fucking Shaun of the Dead? I'll stop doing it when you stop laughing. I'll stop making the joke if you stop laughing. Oh yeah, I can appreciate that.
Right, I put this next piece of trivia in here for Tex. I thought he'd get a kick out of it, but he had shit to do and whatever.
Yeah, just fucking being an adult and stuff.
Flat lever.
Lame ass.
What's more important, making money to feed your kids, put a roof over their head, or come here and talk movies with us? Damn it.
Yeah, or just digging around with movies. Oh, yeah. All right, I have one of the apartments, so let's just go with Priscilla. Next to Davy Crockett's portrait on the wall in Frank Drebin's apartment is a portrait of Texas President Sam Houston. Yeehaw.
This was the part where I was going to expect Tex to go off on some soliloquy about how Sam Houston is so important to the history of the world, and we were all going to be like, whatever. But you ruined it, Tex.
Definitely padded our runtime by about 20 minutes. So
yeah, you ruined it, Tex, by not showing up. That's all right, though. There's a couple of good pieces of trivia left.
Yeah. Because otherwise, you just got us two wieners fucking doing this. Okay. Get OJ back on here. All right. Many years later, Susan Bobian? Yeah,
you're pronouncing it probably as good as I was going to. Yeah.
We were just talking about boobies. I don't know. Who plays Mrs. Nordbert, the wife of O.J. Simpson's character, starred in The People vs. O.J. Simpson, the first season of the American Crime Story in 2016, about the O.J. Simpson murder trial. Wah, wah.
Yeah, that's
awkward.
that's your career.
Awkward again.
That's your career coming full circle right there.
Yeah.
Not many people can say that their career has absolutely come full circle. I mean, this woman, for whatever successes she may or may not have had in her career came full circle.
Yeah, no shit. That's hilarious. I didn't know that. Well, you put the notes together, so it's not really much fun if I try to ask you. So, we'll put this out there for everybody. Allegedly, and I'm going to say allegedly with all capital letters because I'm sure I know where this came from. Because there are parentheses to this. The body count of this movie is 10. And it says that 2 are implied. and I'm not gonna try to pretend like I know which one it was. Maybe somebody died here. I don't know. He got ran over. Maybe on the rampage of a teen driver. Maybe these two people. I don't. Maybe they died. I don't know. It's a weird.
Maybe they drowned.
You get run over too hard into the ocean. I mean, you might die. I don't know. God,
I feel like 10's low.
Yeah, because I'm like, I didn't have it, but I was like, when Frank goes to like that factory and they're just trading bullets and they're just kind of like not hitting each other. I'm like, I love that. Hey, I can't hear you. Stop firing the gun when you're talking.
I feel like that Frank Drebin, his bumbling alone kills 15 people in a movie, to say nothing about him actually trying to kill people. So that's why I looked at that and I was like, 10 feels really low, just like on the surface. On the face of it, 10 seems really low.
You get a scaffolding full of workers. I don't know. It's well, I mean, we definitely know. Pretty sure Condom.
Yeah, Ludwig gets it for sure. So there's one.
Yeah.
And,
unless you're, I mean,
does he kill Does he kill all the people in the beginning of the movie? All those world leaders like Gorbachev and Idi Amin and all those people that were there? It's like, did he kill all of them? Because maybe. I mean, that's half the body count of the movie right there.
I will say, when he wipes the little fucking thing off of Gorbachev's head, I about fucking lost my mind. The little birthmark. That's great.
Having been young when Gorbachev was still running the Soviet Union and him all being in the news, I can tell you that like he was a constant target of ridicule for that birthmark with all the Johnny Carson and Letterman and all those guys. That there were constant jokes made about that. So that's why that joke hit so hard back in 1988 when this movie came out.
That's fair. Also, I have this picture. I mean, Frank did burn down like that guy's apartment, so I mean, maybe there's some damage there. I don't know. It's possible. So,
Mikhail Gorbachev. I bet there's got to be a mention of his birthmark in his Wikipedia page.
I'm sure there is. It's kind of
Soviet Union, blah blah blah, Marxism, social democracy. Blah blah blah, secretary, blah blah blah, early childhood, adolescence, blah blah blah, university. I'm surprised it doesn't have like its own.
Yeah, like its own section.
In 2020 and 21, the Theater of Nations in Moscow collaborated with something. On a stage production, Gorbachev was played by David Denkilk in the 2019 miniseries Chernobyl. Very well, by the way. Nice. And by Matthew Marsh in the 2023 film Tetris, which I still haven't seen yet. Alexander Kupra in Reagan, which was a good movie. He appears in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War during a mission where the playable character infiltrates the KGB headquarters. Gorbachev was played by David Agnarov. I figured there would have been something in here about his because it was kind of a thing. It was a thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Perception and legacy, his death.
I was gonna say, to be fair, if anyone has ever seen the epic rap battles of history when they go through all the Russian leaders, I mean that is his intro when we're talking about Marx. And he says, like, since the birth of Marx, and you hear him go knock knock. He comes to the door. He's like, did someone say birthmark? And I'm like, God damn it! That's his intro to the epic rap.
Baptized. Jashevsky Animal. He was also a fan of association football. Blah blah blah. Wasn't a drinker. Blah blah blah. Yeah, there's really nothing in here about it. It's kind of surprising. I wonder if I just went and searched Mikhail Gorbachev. Birthmark. Well, it's in here. Birthmark. Let's see what it says. Let's see. Port Weinstein. Blah blah blah. Port Weinstein. That large red mark on. Okay, let's see what this says. Port Weinstein. That large red mark on Mikhail Gorbachev's forehead. For people of a certain generation who saw pictures of Mikhail Gorbachev on almost a daily basis for several years, like me, the most distinguishing feature of the former leader was a large, deep red blemish on his almost bald forehead. His head, What Gorbachev had was a birthmark that is called port wine stain, a name that derives from the way it looks. It was easy to imagine the mark as being a bit of a deep red or purple liquid spilt on the former leader's head. People who have the mark are usually born with it, most often in the face or arms. More than 6 out of 10. Oh, just reloaded. Hold on a second. Let's see. Expand. More than. Oh, of course, it's hitting me with an ad. Well, to hell with you. We're not going to be doing that. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'll go find something else. Let's see. Unveiling the mystery of Mikhail Gorbachev's birthmark. This from iTechment, whatever the hell this is. Never heard of this website. From the background, birthmark experience. From a dark. Its distinctiveness has raised many questions over the years, sparking various speculations about its origin. It's a birthmark, for Christ's sake. Let's see.
Kind of born with it in the name.
Myth 1, a mark of destiny. One prevailing belief is that Mikhail Gorbachev's birthmark is a mark of destiny. Some say it's a sign that he was born to lead and make significant changes in the Soviet Union. This notion adds an air of mystique to the birthmark presence. It's a birthmark, whatever. Myth 2, a medical condition. Contrary to belief in destiny, others suggest the birthmark is merely a medical condition. Dermatologists have speculated about its nature, with some suggesting it could be congenital hemangioma. Hemangioma. I don't know what that is, so you guys can look that up on WebMD if you want. Myth 3, political symbolism. In the world of politics, symbolism often plays a different role. Some conspiracy theorists argue that Gorbachev's birthmark was intentionally created as a political symbol to convey certain messages during his leadership. I don't know about how you give yourself an intentionally shaped birthmark, but whatever. Whatever. Conclusion, intriguing and enigmatic. Gorbachev's birthmark remains a topic of discussion and speculation to this day, whether it's seen as a mark of destiny, medical, or political. It undeniably adds a complex narrative to the influential leader. Yeah. Whatever.
It's a pretty iconic, to be fair.
Yeah. All I know is it made him the target of a lot of jokes for late night talk shows back in the 80s.
I'm sure. I don't doubt that at all.
And apparently it's the Zucker brothers because they wiped it off in this movie. That was a great fourth wall break too when he like wipes it off.
Like, he just looks at it like,
I knew it.
Right. Yeah, because I think I got the one because his head was blocking the sign, but like this was even a fourth wall break. He looks at the driving school sign. He just looks forward like, oh god damn it! Like, of all the luck, you know. All right, that was now that we've talked about Gorbachev for a hot minute. That was it. Everything body counts and the spoof.
Everything you needed to know about Gorbachev's birthmark.
Right. Whatever it may mean. So.
I've always heard that birthmarks that you have a birthmark where you suffered a fatal injury in a previous life.
Yeah, how you died.
Like, I was like, if that's how he died a previous life, I mean, he must have
clubbed in the head by something.
Big birthmark right in the head. I mean, I have a little bitty birthmark like right on my like lower abdomen. I'm thinking to myself, if I got punctured there in a previous life, I could have bled out. Maybe I don't know, or maybe it's just a big freckle.
Are you trying to be Julius Caesar? You got just like shanked by like 12 guys. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, it's in a very uncomfortable spot, right in the groinish area, lower stomach. So I mean,
that feels personal. Yeah.
Yeah, getting stabbed there. I mean, I'd probably be praying for the sweet peace that death would eventually bring.
No kidding.
So maybe I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if I have any, and if I do, I don't really know where. And I don't know how I'd speculate on how I died, because if I have always been the way I am now, I probably did. It's probably that joke of like, you know, what happened? He stabbed me. Well, what'd you say? What are you gonna do? Stab me? You know, it'd be something stupid like that. Like that's how I would die.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet in a previous life I probably got into a bar fight in Tijuana and somebody stabbed me right there. That makes sense. I was at a donkey show in Tijuana. I was like, what happened to Kiki Kelly? And then the guy got.
You just wanted to watch Kiki Kelly instead. And that shit went sideways. He just couldn't look away. He didn't even realize he got stabbed. He just was so enamored with what was going on. Oh goddamn. Anyway, that's kind of about it. Do you have any final thoughts? Any other conspiracies? Something you want to add to the spoof movie here?
No, it's a great movie. Go watch it and have fun. Don't even turn your brain off because spoof movies are generally pretty smart.
Yes.
There's a couple of
You
jokes
have
that
to
will
do
go
this the right
over.
way.
Yeah, there's a couple of jokes that will go over some people's heads because a lot of them, they're not just spoofing like the movies and TV shows of the previous generation. They're also hitting you with a little bit of political. There's a little political satire, a little bit of social satire. There's little things like that in a good spoof movie. So spoof movies can be done very smart, and this is one of the ones that is done smart. I think the newer version that we just did a couple days ago, I think that one had a couple of really smart jokes in it. It's not as smart as this movie, but it's still got some good ones in it that you have to be you have to have an IQ above like 90 to get. So
Speaking of that, isn't Get Smart? Isn't that a spoof? Like of the spy genre? Like
Yeah.
Maxwell Smart?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's one. So
Yeah,
you said smart. Like, wait.
I think some people may have just called it like a spy comedy because I don't know that it necessarily spoofs other things, but I mean, I could put it in that camp. I mean, it's a comedic version of something that generally is more dramatic and
Because like Maxwell Smart is kind of a Frank Drebin-esque character. He's kind of just like not.
A bit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I could put it in there and spoof. I could see it.
I can accept that. Yeah, and I'll just echo the same thing he said. Again, go watch this movie. Go watch all 3 movies, or all 4 movies in that case. They all still fit very well together. You could sit down and watch all these movies in like a weekend, and just have fun with it. Like I said, these movies are fun. You don't have to, like you said, you don't have to think about it as much, but like pay attention because there are some things that you will, it's like even if you weren't there for the time, like I still giggled when I giggled when he wiped off Gorbachev's birthmark. I was like, God damn, that's so stupid, but it's great. Yeah, definite recommend. I don't remember. Oh, this was on Paramount. Paramount Plus. I need to have like a category where I say like, would this be worth buying on physical media? Because I feel like these movies would definitely probably warrant something like that. You easily find these in probably like a together or in like a $5 bin or something. I don't know. Along with Airplane, shit, get a whole spoof night.
I would imagine that with the new movie just coming out, that you will probably be able to find
they might remarket this.
like they might remarket it. They might see a box set coming out soon if there isn't one out already. You might see a small increase in attention to this movie.
There'd be some great marketing you could still do with this. Yeah,
it was on Hulu for the longest time. I actually came across it on Paramount Plus. That's where I watched it. But Hulu's got its own issues that it's going to be dealing with if you pay attention to the entertainment news. But yeah, I mean, I would say go. I would say if you could find the box set of the first 3 movies, go get them. You're never going to go wrong, and you never know. Yeah. The internet may one day disappear if World War III starts, and you want to have some physical media on hand to help get you through it. I still have a couple hundred DVDs, so I think I'll be okay. Not to mention even a few VHSs still. So
yeah, as long as the physical media doesn't get nuked from existence, I mean, we'll be okay. I mean, maybe that's why in the world of Fallout, why is it all 50s music? I fuck if I know, but that's all they got. So you're gonna deal with it, and it'll be iconic. We'll be done. Oh, good Lord! It took him. I was like, it took him this long. Casey. I think Casey got confused. He saw naked and he thought, "Ooh, what is that? Oh, what is this? Is this a porn thing?" I'll put it in my DVD. I'm gonna wear out my batteries.
He bought the Naked Gun movies because he thought they were porn. And he put them in. He's like, "Wait a minute, what's this all about?"
Oh, it's not what you thought, buddy. It's okay.
It's like as long as you bought good movies, I'm happy for you.
Yeah, you might find something you like. You never know. I mean, I found Walking Deceased, and it was literally just because I saw it, and I was like, I want to buy that. Just based on I saw it in a store. I'm like, I have to have that. Oh, we're dicks? No, we're Naked Guns. Gotcha.
No, you're not mad because we said it. We're mad because we're right.
You didn't deny anything. That's the thing there. Important to remember context clues, kids. That's a fact of life right there. Did I say? Yeah, I said go watch it. Go buy it on physical media. Yeah. So I don't. I think Frank, what are we doing? Help me out. What are we doing on the internet? What are you doing?
I would imagine. God, that movie Weapons is getting some killer reviews. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go see it this weekend, and we may have to go see that. I've been kind of I don't. I haven't loved the trailers. They're interesting, but God, some of the reviews from some of the people that I trust, like Campia and and some people like that, they've just been great reviews that have been coming out about it. So I'm probably gonna go see that this weekend at some point. So I'm thinking that's what we're gonna do is Weapons.
Okay.
I think Tech said he was really interested in going to see it. It's definitely got a good cast. It's interesting premise. Like I said, I haven't been blown away. I haven't been blown away with the trailers, but God, the reviews coming out are pretty dope. So,
I mean, I like the trailers. Again, I know sometimes we have that back and forth of like, oh, the trailer looks amazing. I'm like, and then the movie sucks. Or it could be vice versa. It could be an amazing fucking movie and the trailers make no damn sense. I like the kind of vague intrigue of it that they're not really telling us much. I'm like, it's an inherently weird thing for a bunch of kids to just up and walk out of their houses all at once. And it's like, oh, well, why? I'm like, that's going to get me to watch the movie because I'm curious as to what this movie got in store for us. So, and you got Thanos and Silver Surfer, so that's
and you've got Alden Ehrenreich, who was like he was one of the few shiny spots of that fucking Ironheart TV show. It's also got Benedict Wong. Wong is in it. Wongers.
We have Wong. Oh my god!
And it's got Amy Madigan, who is still just awesome. She played.
Right. If you told me Wong was in it, I'll go see it.
Yeah. Amy Madigan played Costner's wife in fucking goddamn it, Build It and They Will Come. Why am I drawing a blank on this? Field of Dreams. So Justin Long's in it in a small appearance. So
shit.
Yeah, so like I said, the reviews have been strong. So I'm thinking that might be what we're going to do on Tuesday. If they're that strong, it looks like a really intense movie. It's got great cast. I got to give it a watch. So I'm thinking that's what we're going to do on Tuesday.
Yeah, seems like there might be enough intrigue there. Maybe we'll do that Tuesday. That sounds like a plan to me. I don't know what we're doing Thursday, so
we'll look at something.
I never planned that far out. It's kind of on me, really, I guess.
It's getting harder and harder to plan that far out, especially when we want to do retro reviews, because I'll look at a movie and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to do this movie, and then I'll try to plan things out like a month ahead of time so that we all kind of know what's going on, and then by the time we get to the point where we got to watch that movie, it's like, oh, it's switched services and now it's not on the streaming service anymore because of whatever reason. So
it's a fight, yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why I've tried not to plan out several months ahead like I had been. But I mean, basically the only ones I plan that far ahead are the new releases because they're not likely going to move. There's only one place we can go see them. So, what's up, TSS? What's happening, brother?
Man, we got TSS. Hell yeah! Good timing. We're about to walk out the door.
Fantasy football season right back around the corner. Just started getting everything set up for the Dynasty League this year. About 3 months later than I wanted to. Usually after the NFL draft, I get that all set up. But it's been a busy summer. So,
sports stuff. I have cave things going on. Speaking of horror movies, I have
sports ball.
I have hearing people in hell. That's me. So it's me. You're wondering how I got here, right? I'm behind on that too. I'm like, oh crap, I gotta order contacts. I gotta do this, and I'm thinking, oh fuck, I need cotton rounds. I need cotton balls. I need cotton swabs. Cotton everything. Cotton breathes. Hell is really hot, guys. Yeah.
So. For your birthday, I'm gonna get you a subscription to Ulta or some kind of gift card so you can go there and get makeup.
No, you know what? Seriously. Well, remember my birthday is also my wedding anniversary, so that you have a thing. She'll take that too. Trust me. Oh no! What are we ever gonna do? Casey unsubs.
Yeah, for like the 15th
time. Yeah. Oh god. Okay, see, I'm glad TSS brought this up. I got a movie review for you guys. He just watched The War of the Worlds from 2025 with Ice Cube. It was a fucking awful Razzie Award winner for the worst CGI I've ever seen in the film. Laughed throughout it because of how bad it is. I keep seeing that has been like dominating some of my timeline, and I was like, I had no idea this happened. When did this happen? Why did it happen?
I never knew that movie was even getting made.
I heard nothing about that.
Now, granted, it was not theatrical. It was just something they put on Amazon, which is not, unusual.
Well, that's not a good sign, though.
But I saw it, and I was kind of like, whatever. No marketing is usually a big problem for me. Like, if the people who made it don't market it, then I'm kind of like, you don't really think it's going to be that good anyway, so you're not going to put the money behind marketing it.
But the internet does its thing, and all of a sudden it just becomes in everyone's lexicon. You're like, what happened? Where did this come from?
Yeah, John Campea did a small segment on his show yesterday about it, and he was just like, good God, this movie's awful.
Apparently, it got a very rare, like 0% review on Rotten Tomatoes, which I'm like, I don't know if there's any movie that actually has that. That's insane.
One of the people that I trust other than me, one of the few people I trust other than me is Robert Meyer Burnett, who's on Campea's show a lot, has his own channel. And but even he was just like, and this is a guy who loves sci-fi, loves the War of the Worlds in all its incarnations. He was just like, I watched 10 minutes of this movie and I just fast forwarded to see the end. He's like, I just fast forwarded to see the tentacled creatures. He's like, at that point I saw him and I was like, okay, I'm done. He's like, I just turned it off. He's just like, it's just not good. Just not good.
Hopefully there's hope. Maybe Casey will find the actual Naked Gun movie. Just be careful how you search for that, buddy. You might find something you're not ready for.
Yeah, funny story. I have like safe search turned off on my browser because I don't need it for anything. Nobody's on my computer but me. I typed in the Naked Gun thing, and even typing in the Naked Gun, you would figure with the search engine optimization that these web browsers and stuff have, that it would come up that, oh, the big thing right now is a Naked Gun movie with Liam Neeson, and it would just come up with that. No. There was a lot of naked and a lot of guns, but nothing about this movie. So I would advise, if you're going to search the internet, you might want to turn your safe search at least to moderate.
That's why the internet is not for kids.
Because I was just like, because I'm sitting here and I'll like pull up. I'm like, okay, the Naked Gun. I'm gonna try to find some pictures, maybe something cool that I can make the thumbnail out of. And as soon as it popped up, I was like, thank God my girlfriend is not here to look at my computer screen right now. She would think I'm doing bad things.
Might be the time to walk in.
I was like, save search on, save search on.
Too much naked and too much gun. What's going on?
Too much naked, not a whole lot of not the guns, not the naked.
Is that the new Fast and Furious title? Like two naked, two gun?
Well, just don't search that at all without your safe search on. That's all I'm saying. Because golly knows. Yeah, I found out the hard way that the internet can be a fickle bitch. Because I remember years ago I was at my parents' house and my sister's boyfriend and I were having a conversation about something sports related. So I went to my parents' computer real quick, and without thinking much about it, I just typed in Dix.com to go to Dick's Sporting Goods because I figured that was the website. I'd never been there. Yeah, it is not. You have to actually type out DickSportingGoods.com. Dix.com does not take you to where you want to go.
There used to be a time where it's not really where Google search was really or the internet wasn't quite. I say refined loosely, but
they hadn't figured us out yet. they were still looking for stuff to feed the algorithm, and they had a few misses early on in the internet. But
I'm saying a lot of times it's like if you just want to look up a recipe for something, you would just type it in, and boy, if you want to look up how to make a cream pie, you're going to be really fucking surprised.
Or spotted dick.
I just want to know what a sex on the beach was. God damn it. Is this how you do it? It's going to be confusing. God. I'm so surprised I did not turn out worse, because I was in the Wild West era of the internet where it's like, yeah, we probably shouldn't be on here, but Casey, that's just don't worry. Just clear your schedule for the rest of the night. You'll get there.
Yeah, go on your phone on your browser, type Dix.com, and you'll see exactly where it took me. I would imagine that site has changed. There was a lot of Latinos. I'm going to tell you that much.
Olé.
Casey, a lot of Latinos.
A little sombrero. Casey, do not look up meat spin. And then we're going to find out he was there for like 4 hours.
As a matter of fact, Casey, I want you to do a live stream where you look up all these crazy things we're telling you not to look up.
Oh, you're going to get demonetized so fast.
Do a reaction video for us. I think that'd be a big draw.
Let me tell you about a video called Two Girls, One Cup.
Oh, yeah. Oh, legendary.
Yeah, I was there for that era. Trust me, I know. God, the German car commercial. I got locked in. I'm sorry. This is the most Midwest goodbye we've ever done on this damn show. But I got locked in someone's computer room, and he showed the German car commercial to me. And he was a bigger kid, so he was like up against the door. So I couldn't get out because I was going to get out and kick his ass for scaring the shit out of me. Fun times back in the early days of the internet, for sure. Dear God. All right, so I still need that clip, like Music Man, play me out. That's my piano, play me out. So yeah, maybe we'll do weapons on Tuesday, and we'll do something or other Thursday. Maybe safe searches. I don't know. Let's not go there.
Casey's spotted dick looks infected for sure.
I don't even want to look at it. I don't. You keep that Weinstein wiener away from me, boy.
Damn right.
All right. Music. I need music.
Music.
That was it. Music. See you guys on Tuesday. We'll probably talk about weapons. Until the next time, we'll see you then.
Adios.
Goodbye. I need the thumbnail. Yeah. There it is.
Yeah, Safe Search is your friend, by the way, folks. Public service announcement. At least keep it on moderate, especially if you're going to be putting naked anywhere in the search. Maybe if you're looking for Naked and Afraid, the TV show, perfectly understandable. A lot of people like that show. Just Safe Search on. Do yourself a favor.
I was getting kind of worried with us doing this week. I was like, God, if I start searching something, I know when the suggestion for the Google search kind of starts going away. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm like, naked gun. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, if you look that up, naked, beaver, gun, just make sure you clear your search history if you're done.
Yikes. We'll see you guys.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.